Hey, this is Max with Musician's Friend. We're here at Winter NAMM 2020, and we're in the Arturia booth chatting with Sebastian about the brand new KeyStep Pro. Sebastian, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy to be here.
So what's so exciting about this? What can it do for you?
So KeyStep Pro. Let's start with who this is for. This is for people who enjoy, playing with sequences, not just writing something and forgetting about it, but actually tweaking sequences as they go. It's an instrument in the step range, which now has 4 instruments: BeatStep, BeatStep Pro, KeyStep, and now KeyStep Pro. And all of these instruments, and especially this one, are controllers and sequencers at the same time. Let's cover these two parts. As a controller, it has 37 velocity and pressure sensitive keys. It has MIDI output, USB output, sustain pedal. It has some CV and gate outputs. You have 4 of them. So either for the 4 tracks of the instrument, each one routed to a mono CV track, or you can customize and you can do polyphonic CV. So if you have multiple mono synth, it's a great way to create kind of a big poly chord using these mono synth. Right. So this is as a controller, so pitch bend, touch strip, USB powered. But then this instrument really shines as a sequencer. It has 4 tracks that are color coded, and these 4 tracks can each be a melodic sequencer, an arpeggiator, or a drum sequencer. So as a melodic sequencer, you have 16 voices of polyphony for each step. You have up to 64 steps, and you have 16 patterns, and within a project, and 16 projects, you can have 256 patterns. You can chain them. You play, record, enter some notes in real-time recording. Then you can do step editing, like select a step, see what notes are in it. There are LEDs above the key that let you visualize which notes are in each step. So I select a step. I want to add 3 notes, select them. Maybe I want to transpose them down or up. The LEDs will show me where they are, set the gate length. So it's a very efficient way to just write and then modify a sequence afterwards. So this is more like the in-depth editing. There are also some more, quick and efficient ways to manipulate your sequence. You can just nudge it left and right, so just moving 1 step forward or backward. You can transpose it. You can invert the whole sequence. So step 1 becomes the last step, and respectively, transpose the octaves, quantize. You can randomize the order of the steps. You can randomize the notes. You can randomize the octaves. You can play with scales, quantize to a scale. So things like randomizing, writing notes that are random, and then quantizing to a scale so everything remains musical with what you're playing with. That's kind of the idea, how to efficiently write some melodies in various ways.
So it is compared to something like working in a DAW. It almost feels like it's a more organic way of working. It's a little more interactive. It's not quite as clicking a mouse or using a trackpad or anything like that.
I would say when you record something, it could feel quite similar. Activate, record, play something, and then it plays it back for you. A DAW would do that as well. But the beauty is how you can then just say, okay, I have my 1-bar sequence, and then I can just change this note very efficiently, and just overwrite this note. So after the sequence is written, how you can transform it in multiple ways. I would say that's the fun part compared to a DAW. Yeah.
So when you're using this in your own home setup, how's it set up?
So I'm using it. I have a computer for drums. So the first track is always in drum, and I have these 24. There's a 24-part drum sequencer with polyrhythm. So I use that. I write a beat on the first track. Then I have a bass line on the second one. Usually it's my modular, sometimes a microfreak, sometimes the computer. I kind of mapped everything to MIDI channels, and then just, depending on which channel I have, I control a different instrument, and usually pads and a lead or arpeggio. So that's kind of how I interact. Yeah, just using my hardware gear and controlling it with the KeyStep Pro.
Very cool. Anything else worth calling out here? Anything special you really love about it, or?
There's a metronome. As stupid as it may sound, it's so great to have a metronome with a small speaker output over here, so that when you want to record your sequence, you don't need to get it from somewhere else. Just set the metronome and listen to it. There's even a line output at the back, so if you have everything into a mixer, you can take the metronome output with the line output, plug it into a mixer, and cue the metronome as well. Very efficient. Yeah, there are a lot of features. I can't go into detail right now, but basically this is KeyStep Pro. It's really for people who want to play with sequences. It's great as a MIDI controller. It's great when you have a lot of outboard gear.
Sebastian, this looks really great. How soon can we expect this available?
Well, this is going to be shipping like very soon, so you can expect it Q1 of this year, probably in March.
Okay, thank you so much. And if you want to learn more and order yours, head to musiciansfriend.com.